And now we have another performance from the Little Lotus group by Zhezong's beautiful students. And this is Zhezong's daughter.
Hi, I'm Athena.
Athena will be introducing the rest of the crew and the performance.
This dance depicts a pre-wedding ceremony. It's asking the girls to lift their veil.
A place where wisdom, compassion, and courage are the three universally recognized moral qualities of human. Here in the Queen City, you'll find a place called Stop right there. Before we go further in depth of this company, let me inform you of a Chinese policy to help you understand. It is called the one-child policy. China's one-child policy was a population planning policy of China. It was introduced in 1979 and began to be formally phased out in 2015. The policy was allowed many exceptions and ethnic minorities were extinct. China's population was subject to a strict one-child restriction, with an additional 53% being allowed to have a second child if the first child was a girl.
I learned about Little Lotus from a good friend of mine. I had just met her. I was in the process of adopting a baby from China, and she already had 2 little girls from China, and they were in the first group of Little Lotus performers, her daughters. And they were about 5 years old. The older one was 5, and the other one was 3 when I first met them. So that's how I learned about it from her.
I learned about the Little Lotus Company when we went to it was a Chinese New Year with the FCC, and I met Xiao Song.
Years ago, before we even adopted our daughter from China, we went to a adoption seminar, and we found out about the local Families with Children from China organization. And we went to one of the Chinese New Year celebrations, and we saw some of these girls get up in Chinese costumes and start dancing, and we were like, wow, that's pretty cool. And so we said when we were going to adopt that at some point when our daughter got old enough that she would join.
Now, what does the one-child policy have to do with Little Lotus? The answer may surprise you, as the answer is that many of the members of the Little Lotus Company are adopted from China, as you can tell from the past interviews. So why did I feel the need to tell you that many of the children in Little Lotus are Chinese, but some of their parents are Caucasian? The answer may surprise you again.
Just a chance to be part of this whole Chinese community and the community of adoptive parents also. You know, when you adopt from China, China asks us American parents to teach our children about China. And this is, without a doubt, the best way that we could teach our children about the culture, about what they do, about, for instance, the dances. Some are specific minority dances that require a specific costume, for instance. And those we have gotten custom-made costumes from China. We excite everyone that sees those. They're in awe. The little kids look, and of course they don't know if it's custom costumes, but colorful and unique. We really enjoyed that part of it.
I wanted her to enroll because I wanted her to have other children that she could relate to, and that she could play with and share a bond with.
I really wanted so much for my child, who is Chinese, to have this exposure to such a rich culture and heritage that she is from.
I think one of the things we thought we would get would be a chance to be around other Chinese girls, which has definitely happened. We'd also hoped that she would learn some Chinese language and pick up on some of that from Xiao Song, because most of the class is taught in Mandarin, and she definitely has learned a little bit more Mandarin.
If you did not hear a certain name, that means you're not paying attention. I'm just kidding. But listening, there is a name that the parents of the Little Lotus Company has mentioned. That name is Xiaosong, and she is the mastermind behind the Little Lotus Company.
When I was 7 years old, 6 or 7 years old, one summertime, in Shanghai, in the summertime, everyone is outside because outdoor is cooler than indoor because there was no air conditioning. Everybody has their ceiling fan, but it's still hot. And I was in a dance group, right? So I was supposed to do dance. It was my very first performance. And I had all of a sudden, I felt my feet were like so heavy, I couldn't move. And later I know that was stage fright. I never experienced, and guess what I did? I didn't dance. No one can push me, I just stood there. It was like I was completely locked or cemented on the ground, was rooted in the ground. No one can push me to do the dance. I refused to do the dance, so that was that should be my first embarrassing moment, right? But that I regret not dancing. And ever since then, I made a peace with myself. Every time I have a dance class, I have a dance performance, I have any opportunity that deals with dance, I would never let it pass me ever again.
So now, let's bring it back to the question that we are all curious about. What is Little Lotus?
In the fall of 2004, August 2000. The vision is to instill Chinese culture into these heritage students, heritage children who originally were from China, and we try to build a sort of Chinese garden for these children aged from 4 or 5 and on, to be in a place like home in the United States. Oh yeah, we do have audition. It's not just you like to learn, you pay your tuition and you can come in. We don't do that. The reason being is we want to make sure our vision is the potential student parent-family's vision.
You remember how I said that there are many adopted children from China in the Little Lotus Company? Well, there are many, not all. There are children that have Chinese parents and that are not adopted but all biological. So please do not be misinformed that this dance company is only for adopted children, but it is for all.
I didn't know, all the kids adopted from China. But later on, when I get to know their story, which I think is for them definitely good. So when they come here, those baby, I know, lovely babies, somehow their parents and they somehow abandoned or didn't want them, which is, I think, is very bad. But now they get adopted, I kind of give them a chance, start their life, so which is a very, very good thing. So, you might think it's strange, like you have American parents with a Chinese kid, but, when you stand from the kid's perspective, when they have a new life, a new start, and then that's a great thing. It's, later on, I just don't feel, I feel weird at all, so I totally accept that.
A lot of these dance schools, they have 1 or 2 performances a year for friends and family. These young women, they perform for strangers. In some instances, they perform for strangers who have paid to assist at the performance. And Little Lotus gets paid for what it does. So it's an entirely different environment for these young women, and they have gained poise and the ability to perform in public, which is a lot of people, they're scared to death. I read somewhere that people are so afraid of public speaking that they would rather be in the coffin than give the eulogy.
It's funny that he mentioned this, because the parents also see growth in their children. But growth in what?
Oh yes, definitely. Not only in the dancing skills, those kind of things, but also like when she's here, she kind of a little bit shy, in her personality. But later on, she come here, she love come here, make friends, kind of play with them, increase her like a social skill.
Definitely, I've seen Madeline grow, and I think again in her confidence, her self-confidence, just because dance will do that for you physically but also mentally.
So it's of course it's choreographed, but it teaches them to work in groups, which is very important.
Confidence. Just incredibly increased confidence. It was amazing. The first day that she came here, she was crying.
Ms. Xiaosong loves and has a major commitment to this radiant throughout her classes. She pushes all of the lovely dancers to their limit while also establishing trust, educating them, as well as establishing trust between the parents. This helps shapes and builds character to her dancers and makes them grow as a person. The Little Lotus Company is a great company to join. It celebrates and appreciates Chinese culture. It also helps dancers polish their techniques, explores varieties of dances in Chinese and Asian cultures, while also being in a family. This company is more than just a dance company. Rather than, it is a character development plus a family home. Xiaosong and the parents are real, true superheroes, as they remind people that even though you adopt someone that is from a different culture, you must make sure that they know where they're from, as well as have pride for who they are.
Little Lotus has meant a lot to me in the last 5 years. Not only has it opened my eyes to all of the various Chinese organization or Asian related organizations in Charlotte. I had no idea there were so many. But mostly, for my child, just the friendship she's made with other girls that are from China. They're like her sisters. She's an only child, and I don't have any other children. And this is something. I grew up in a family of 5, and so I had brothers and sisters. But these are like her sisters. At least I feel like it. They're good friends, and they just have a great time together. Plus, they're learning, and it's been a great experience for her and for me.
Loves it. Loves it.
Each time you come here, she play with her friends and she don't want to go. So at the end of this, dance session, she, Daddy, can we stay a little longer? So which is, she's really enjoying time here.
Xiaosong's always had a dream to take our group to China and perform in different cities, including where she is from, Shanghai, and including some of the cities where the girls are from. That would be a dream come true if that were ever to be, done for fundraising purposes and getting the girls all together and getting really unique costumes and having a show planned of past and current dances that our girls have done. That would be, I think, a dream come true for us.